Hello, my name is Ashley and this is Big Potatoes. So in this video I am at Sainsbury's and I thought I would show you, go through all the aisles and show you everything you can get from Sainsbury's for the processed grain section of your wrap mix. And I think this is really interesting because there's some really great things that I don't think many people know about. I'll give you some tips and tricks on certain types of ingredients, and yeah, let's get into it. So, the first place that I usually go to is where they have their fried pasta. So, what I really like about Sainsbury's, which is why I come here, is they have these different types of grains in their pasta. So, the first one is spelt fusilli. They also have brown rice fusilli into the cart and red lentil penne. The reason why I like that is because I like to avoid having an excess of meat in my mix because it's better for the kidneys of older rats, and I have quite a lot of older rats. I'm also going to get a packet of the mini stars just for variety of size, and this is also the, and I think this will be really cute. Another aisle that I like to look in is like the health food aisle and that sort of vibe. I didn't find anything. There was a pasta that was labelled buckwheat and quinoa, and most of it was corn, so not helpful there. Another aisle to look in is the world foods section and look at noodles and things like that. So here there are a couple of versions of rice noodles. This is a whole wheat one, and there's the ones from the Asian brands. But then you've also got egg noodles, whole wheat and not. I think I'm going to go for these flat rice noodles. I haven't gotten anything like this in a while, so I think this should be good. The next aisle that you can go to is the cereal aisle, which is where I am. And when it comes to processed grains, this is the first place that people think, but you don't want all of your processed grains to be cereals, and you don't want them all especially to be wheat, so I like to get a variety of stuff. So I've mentioned this one in the video before. This is just porridge oats. This is just oat flakes, and this is a good option, and I'm going to get some of this time. The one thing with cereals is that you need to make sure they are less than 5% sugar, and I'll show you how to check the packaging. So this is multigrain Cheerios, and if we go to the back and we look at the nutritional information, you look at the per 100 gram and you see carbohydrates, of which sugars is 17.7 grams, which means that these Cheerios are 17% sugar, and we are looking for something that is 5% or less. So this is a nut muesli. Now I typically won't get this because the sugars are too high. However, if you look, the ingredients have quite a lot of fruit in them. So there's dates and raisins and apple, and so this would account for a lot of that sugar. And my rats are on the bit of the skinny side, especially the girls right now, and so I don't think a little bit of extra sugar would hurt them in a couple of scoops of this. So I'm going to try this one. It's not something I would usually recommend, but you can do it every so often. So Rice Krispies are a rat favourite. Now I think if we look, the sugars are a bit too high. This is 7.9 grams. The trick is that the own brand versions usually aren't as bad. So this one is 4.1, so I would be able to use this one. I do already have quite a lot of puffed grains at home, so I'm going to skip on this one today, but these fake Rice Krispies would be a good option. So obviously avoid anything with chocolate, even though these are very tasty. These puffed wheat are a good option. They have very low sugar, and if you can't find puffed variations, this is an option in Sainsbury's. One of the own brand things that does have low sugar is the shredded wheat. So this is the bite-sized one. It's easier to put in the mix. My rats love these, and they have a really low, I think it's like 0.7 grams of sugar. So this is an option. I do have a big box of these at home, so I'm not going to get these ones today. And now, the last aisle that I tend to go to for processed grains is the like crackers, crisp bread type aisle. You can usually find some really good things in this aisle. So the trick in this aisle, this is the scanner, the trick in this aisle is to find things that don't have extra seasoning. So no like extra salt or onion flavouring or things like that. You actually have quite a lot of option when it comes to like crackers and stuff. There's quite a lot of good options here. So you have things like this. I've used a couple of Peter's Yard's products in the past. My favourite thing to use is Ryvita. So you've got the sesame, the pumpkin and oat, the original, and there are a couple of others, but I wouldn't get this one because it's got fruits and stuff in it. Or this one because it's got lots of black pepper on it. I really like to use Ryvita because it's an ancient grain. It's obviously got rye in the name, so it's made out of rye. And rye is one of those ancient grains. It's a bit more natural for rats to eat, so I love to include Ryvita when I can. In this aisle, you're also likely to find oat cakes and rice cakes, which are also a good option. Sainsbury's doesn't tend to have plain rice cakes, so I don't generally get them from here, but other shops have them. They do have a really good range of oat cakes though. They have the branded ones and the sort of Sainsbury's own ones as well. So these are the options I've gone for today. I have something still at home, so that is why, but this is what I've chosen. Should be all good. So this is the last clip in this video. I am just going to show you what I've used out of the ingredients that I bought in the beginning of this video. Now, I had a lot of leftovers, so there was leftovers here, and this was leftover from my rat rations order last time, but I am using the rice noodles, some of the new Ryvita, the porridge oats, the muesli, and the little pasta stars. I did also pick up coconut while I was there, so I'm using that. But this is most of my ingredients that I have added to my mix this time around. Base mix is underneath. But yeah, that is how I use it in my mix. And voila, this is my final product. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about what I've mentioned in this video, do let me know. If you want to share your favourite processed grains to use, do let me know as well in the comments. That would be fun to hear about what you use. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you stick around and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!